Ahoy and welcome to Tuesday Night Testing. I am Lee the Pirate Tester, and thank you for choosing to spend your time with me today. For those of you who are new, who haven't been to one of my streams before, I'm Lee. I've been testing for over a decade now, and I felt that testing doesn't get enough visibility out there. So I wanted to have it where I stream how I would test something, so I can give visibility to different websites and just, make our roles more existent. If you like what you see, drop me a comment. You can contact me. There's links in the description below. If you really like what I do, you can ko-fi me. I have hashtags that I use that once I kick off the actual proper stream itself, you'll be able to see. So what am I testing today? If you've been in testing a while, particularly in security, you might have heard of a thing called the OWASP Juice shop. And it's primarily a way for people who are interested in security testing to have a safe space to practice. I am not a security tester. I'm going to be completely upfront with that. It's something I've had an interest in, but I've not been able to dive into. If you're going to properly do this and want to legitimately hack it, this goes through different ways you can do it. But what it does have, what is OWASP, why Juice Shop, blah 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 blah. Cool. Click here for a Happy Path shopping tour. Unsuspectingly browse the Juice Shop like average Joe. So if I click that, it takes me through to a not secure, which is, I imagine, the point, demo site. So from here it lets me try out the site. It gets me to use it, because if you don't know how it behaves when you want it to, how do you know you'll then, if you're trying to do security exploits or so forth, if you don't know what good looks like, how do you know it definitely is bad? So I thought I'll have a play with the site, not from someone from a security point of view, but an exploratory tester, someone who thinks about the usability of this, potentially the accessibility of this, different ways I can play with this. This is now my 5th stream, I think, for Tuesday Night Testing, which is, I'm enjoying. And I'm still picking up little tricks, little things I want to try and tweak every time. Because I'm on a single screen, sharing the whole desktop doesn't really work, because then as soon as I try to do anything with my streaming tool, it shows you all the behind the scenes stuff, and it gets very Inception of, you'll see a screen share within the screen share, and it gets complicated. So the downside to me having to show a Chrome session is that if I want to use developer tools, I can't show you it. If I wanted to use other tools to assist me with things, I can't yet. And I don't think there's a way around it, but that's a problem for future Lee and how he wants to do stuff. Hi Karen, thanks for joining in the chat. So, welcome to OWASP Juice Shop. Comes up. Instead of your traditional little cookie warning, straight away I see this website uses fruit cookies to ensure you get the juiciest tracking experience. But me wait, and if I want to click on that, it takes me to a YouTube video. Or I could say, me want it. So, me want it. So, I have the site at the top. I have a search bar. I can do an account. I can select my language, of which I think based on the different languages, it shows you how much of the challenges have been done. I can change the amount of products I want to see. If I come out of full screen mode, it gives me the option to see the address at the top. So, say I was a potential customer, I'm looking at this as the tester. I might be like, cool, I want to try and break it. But I also like to go, okay, how can I use this? What happens with it all? And I've also just realised on my phone, because I used it to keep an eye on the stream, I replied with my other account, not this account. Yeah, complicated. Karen knows. I say hello. I mean, I verbally said it, but I said it on there as well. Right. So my first thought is, you can't use this until you log in. Like, if I click on Apple Juice, it doesn't say it's sold out. So if I click on it, I get a description, I get a price in, I don't know what that little symbol is trying to be, and I get some reviews. Cool. I can see people have done stuff. The thumbs up haven't been upvoted. I don't appear to be able to upvote it. I've got a completely empty review. Edit review. How do I edit a review? Why are you giving me the option to edit a review when there's nothing there? There's no box, there's no symbol, but you give me an overlay saying edit review. Boom, straight away, my immediate thought is, why are you showing me this information? I don't have the option to edit a review. It's not my review. Why am I seeing this? But I don't think I've ever seen an online marketplace, web store, whatever you want to call it, where you can't add to a cart and then log in or create an account. I imagine it's intentionally designed that way for some security stuff. But again, I'm not covering this as a security person. I'm covering this as a tester, as a user advocate. So why? Okay, so I can get 1,000 milliliters. I'm like, okay, so a litre. Egg fruit. Can you fruit an egg? Ooh. So this one includes all the reviews. Yep, fine. But it contains a link. What happens if I go to link? Recycle. Oh, cool. So from there, I get the option. So making sure everyone can be sent back to us for recycling. Good to know. I have a link. If I click in it, it gets rid of what I was on. That opens a new tab. Should it open a new tab by default? Arguable. I personally think yes, because I might want to see what options it has for me. But yeah. Welcome, Noel. It was nice to see you on, I was going to say Twitter, on X. So thanks for joining along with me tonight. Yeah, I mean, banana juice is just a very boring smoothie. Like, so many smoothies that include banana to bulk out, but just pure banana. That sounds disgusting. So, if I wanted to then go to here to recycling, so we'll open a new tab. Right, cool. First thought is, I have a requester. This is grayed out. Okay. I have a quantity in litres. So I can put in negative. I've got no saved address. It gets upset if I don't have 10 to 1,000 litres. So why did you let me start at 0? Press an up button. Like how it starts at 10 and get a, I don't know. So if you're new to testing, there is a technique called boundary testing. And you can go, right, so this is said it's 10 to 1,000. Okay, so if I have 10, I expect it to be happy. If I have 1,000, I expect it to be happy. What's the nearest increment above and below? So each end. So in this case, it would be, if you're using whole numbers, because it could even be point, it would be 9 and 1,001. So if I go up to 1,001, cool. I'm getting immediate validation that my quantity can't go more than 1,000. Don't let me put it in. So 10 litres. So what, 9? Okay, get some set. I have no saved addresses because I'm not logged in. So should this be something that you could even see not logged in? Questionable. I did notice when we had 1,000, we can say, please pick up. Can I pick up in the past? Why you let me choose a pickup date in the past? If I uncheck it, does it go away? Cool. So at 100, I don't get it. So I'm curious. That checkbox that wasn't there. I said no current. So that's the thing. I'm now wondering, what is the threshold for seeing this? And interesting, if it comes back, it's hiding it, so it's not wiping away this pickup date field. So if I uncheck it, that goes away. So we know 500 makes it turn up, but 100 doesn't. 400, 300, 200, but 100, no. 101. So we have an obvious boundary, which we get with the quantity validation. Upset if you try to have less than 10 or more than 1,000. Cool. We then have a second secret boundary. Bum, bum, bum. And it gives us the option for pick up at above address if the quantity is 101 to 1,000. If I had 1001, yeah, so just not even 101 to 1,000. It's probably set to greater than 100 because I highly doubt. I'm not going to look into the back end code. It's not what I'm good at. It's a conversation I have with the developers. Like, is this set to greater than 100? Can I have 10.0001? Cool. Oh, please enter a valid value. The two nearest valid values are 10, 11. That's nice to see. And I like the fact they have put something in around being upset if you put in. But if it's not a valid value, why is this green? Also, channeling my friend Deborah, who's a very keen accessibility advocate and has been in the chat in the past. Wonderful person. Oh, we can't see it. Ah, oh, right. And this is why I hate some things show up on the stream and some things don't. So if I hover over this text field, now I'm having to give like audio description. I get a hover text box, like a cursor description. It says, please enter a valid value. The two nearest valid values are 10 and 11. Full stop. Groovy. But if it's not valid, why is the quantity in green? And then, yeah, as I was saying with Deborah, green and red are not the greatest combination of colours to use because, you know, not people who are colourblind are very much not in the majority. They're a minority. But red-green is, as far as I'm aware, the most common colourblind combination. So using a red-green combo for bad or good isn't great. Like, if the colour didn't change but we're seeing a thing here, cool, and then there could be like an X or something. Yeah, and Karen in the chat, you pop up hover helper text is the worst. Yes it is. We got some, I mean, I'm already 15 minutes in and I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. It's like, again, it's designed to be broken, but it's designed to be broken for security people, not for people like me. So we have a whole bunch of lorem ipsum. I'm fine with that because of the type. This is not a legitimate site, but hey. Right. Back to our main page. I don't always I try to often avoid using the sites when I'm doing stuff with it. And then being surprised as I'm using it. But sometimes I've had like a little bit of a play. Before I go on to the Noel is saying, I always worry about it because I should have my phone underneath yeah, I'm going to move the phone underneath the microphone because then I don't have to keep turning my head the opposite direction. So Neil points out, I'm now obsessed with the thought of someone ordering 1,000 litres of juice. Does the juice shop even keep that much juice in stock? How much would it cost to ship? And that's potentially why they said, we'll pick it up from you. I mean, like, I can imagine, like, when I go to the supermarket and they have, like, 1 litre cartons of, like, apple juice or orange juice, those kind of things. And you're like, that's like, even in, like, a cardboard box of, right, here is, like, 10 cartons. Well, that's only 10 litres. That's 100. That's a lot of product. Like, a little juice shop, yeah, they're not going to be having that much. They will make to order. If you go return it, like, what do you mean return it? I don't want to use return it. No one wants second-hand juice. Good luck selling that. So yeah. But back to where I gave myself a cheeky sneak peek. I clicked on the various buttons to see what they did, and one of them was this search box. And I was like, cool. I want to type in, so I could type in juice. How do I complete the search if I'm not using the keyboard? Like, if I was just, say, wanting to use mouse, I wanted to type this in, I didn't want to use keyboard because there might be reasons preventing me. I might be doing touchscreen, I might be using voice command to type it in, I might be using, like, speech to text. I have to press enter to search. And I get my lovely search key equals juice, so what my query is up at the top. But there's no little, like, I can't tab from my search box to, like, a magnifying glass, the traditional search thing, to be like, okay, search for this. Not there. So yeah, again, I would raise that as, like, again, this is not like a priority 1 high severity thing, but it's not great because that's not very standard thing to have. I know some things have it where as you start typing, it automatically starts searching. I'm not a fan of that because partly I worry, like, is it just hitting the database or, like, sending too many queries repeatedly, but also it might be very distracting to users as they're typing things are changing. Don't know. So yeah, we have a bunch of products. I get everything. So this is showing us everything involving the word juice in some way. I am at least seeing search results juice. Cool. If I just want to clear it down, can I? So I have to go back into it and press enter to effectively clear it down. Welcome, Nadja. Welcome to today's session. Yeah, I spotted the completely not pretending to be Magic the Gathering card. Can I open it in a... Oh, now, there we go. That's a much bigger picture. So yeah, I was like, little picture when I look at it from there, that's not very good. But can I open it in new image? Yeah, in new tab, sorry. Wonderful. That is, yeah, it is totally... It's the fact that they're even, like, the icon symbols. The green's a little bit off, the red's a little off. The blue, the white, and the skulls, wonderful. So yeah, not something I'm testing, but, you know, for people who are into that particular style of nerdy stuff, it's funny. And yeah, because Karen, lol, the cards, yeah, I gotta do it. So if I say the items per page, I'm on 36. So it's not controlling it up here in the address bar. I've seen some things where it will show you, the address will tell you how many things it's searching for. So if I want to put in an invalid search, I want to search for 1 to 0, so singular string. I would be surprised if anything came up with that. Enter an emoji. I will in a moment, Karen. I do love an emoji. Mainly makes me think of Micah. So I can still change the amount of things I see per page. It is telling me there are 0 of 0, which is, good. The buttons don't work, so I can go back. My search is still kept there. So I don't know if it is going to show you this how I can enter emojis. So I pressed. I'm a Windows user. I'm on Windows 10. So I pressed Windows full stop. I'm just having a quick eye on the stream to see it catching up. Why can I only watch with 144p? I don't know. I'm seeing, like, on my phone, I'm seeing quality for current video, auto 480p. I think I have the option to change it, but yeah, in terms of emoji, annoyingly, because Windows is what's giving me the option for my emojis, I can't show you my option emojis. In honor of Micah, I'm going to put in a poo emoji. I don't know how well. So yeah, there is my poo emoji at 500%, just so you can believe me. I put it in. It's interesting to go. How well does this handle zooming into 500%? Not your massive. Okay, so thanks to the chat, folks, reassuring that it isn't pumping out at 144p. Also, hi Paul. So, if I put in my poo emoji, it doesn't go bang. I get poo emoji in my address bar up here, and it's showing in the search results as well, which is, nice to know. So yes, it is displaying. Groovy. There's that fear where I'm like, is my speech lining up with things that are being shown on screen, or is there any difference? Because I've said, like, I know in my settings, I've said I want ultra low latency. Closed captions does not support closed caption, 44p and 4K resolutions. Yeah, I'm not doing that stuff. But I was mainly to hope that it makes things suitable for you. Don't know. So yeah, right. So the other thing I was curious is I get like account login. That's always fun. Now I can't log in. I haven't got details. But if I click and it doesn't, the button is disabled, or is disabled. I worry about disabled. The button is inactive because that implies disabled. It's bad. So I'm getting error validation. I must provide an email address. Doesn't say it has to be a valid one, and I have to provide a password. Have I forgot my password? That doesn't click well. I have to be like underneath it. I can't click on forgot your password. I have to click underneath forgot your password. That's annoying. Like, it really doesn't show well. Zoom in a bit. So yeah, I'm on password. Forgot your password? No, pretty much. It's where the hyperlink appears underneath is the only bit you can click on. Not great. Alright, back to 100. But I'm not yet a customer. So I would like to register. So I can't press register. If I click in the fields in another way, it gets upset. I do like the option of show password advice. It's as though the button is 1 pixel tall. It is something silly like that, Karen, yeah. So I don't like it. I think more sites should have this option of show password advice, because if you're going to have like restrictions on what must be in the password, at least tell user. If you're not going to make certain options mandatory, but you're just going to make them encouraged, something like this is nice. Like if they could just type the word password, I'm allowed to enter the word password, but it thinks, it goes like, this is allowed, we think you can do better. Like, it's 8 characters, yeah, cool. I haven't got a special character. I don't have a digit. I don't have a password. But if I was like the cliche, capital P, password 1, exclamation mark, well, that must be one of the greatest passwords in the world. No one would ever use password 1, exclamation mark, like they're shouting out the room. But there's only so much you can do to encourage users who might not realise they're not doing the best things. Not everyone is aware of, like, Have I Been Pwned, the tremendous website where Troy Hunt makes it where you can go, has my email address or password been used and stuff? Blah. That's what I was Noel saying. When I start to create a password on a site and I'm all of a single letter in and I get an angry, it needs at least one number pop up, I want to scream. Can you copy and paste into the other field? Copy. Paste? What the? Where did that come from? Well, I'm trying to copy. It is not copying out the password. It is copying from when I tweeted and tweeted, posted. Bluesky now. I'm live. Hashtag Tuesday night testing. Hashtag pirate testing. So I've inadvertently, re-advertised myself once at the other halfway mark. So yeah, if you're enjoying this, get on the socials. Hashtag Tuesday night testing. Hashtag pirate testing. Annoyingly, the blue does not look very good against the wording I have to remind people of the hashtags. But hey, use those hashtags. So no, I can't copy the password out. If so if I say I want to use the strong password, I can see it's auto-populating in there. I can see it's briefly showing me the actual values. Groovy. So if I click in there, it's showing me the things. Click it here. No. a@a.com. Right. Does it get upset if it's... Yeah. So I was about to say, that is not a valid email address. A@a, not dot something. I don't think you could do A@a. That can't be a valid... No. But if I put a dot, then it gets upset. But A@a, can I just put an at? Can I have A at? Okay, so A@a, for some reason it thinks is a valid email address. It is not. What are my security question options? So I can have your eldest sibling's middle name, your mother's maiden name. I hate that security question because that implies your mother is married. And people can have unmarried or... Yeah. Mother's birthday, father's birthday, maternal grandmother's first name, paternal grandmother's first name. We don't care about maternal and paternal grandfather. That's to them. Name of your favourite pet. Not even first, your favourite. Last name of dentist when you were a teenager. Do not include doctor. I can't tell you the name of my dentist as an adult. I don't know the name of them. I just turn up and there's a dentist. Your zip or postal code when you're a teenager. I mean, someone could be a teenager and using this. If you were 18 or 19, you're a teenager and still an adult. You might still be living at the same place you were then. Do you really want to do this? Company you first worked for as an adult. What happens if you work for someone before you were an adult? Opposite, you would. I call mine the dentist. Yes, I'm going to see the dentist. No, I am the same. Your favourite book, your favourite movie, number of one of your customer or ID cards. That is a... No! Don't be giving other people that kind of information on you. And what's your favourite place to go hiking? Are there a lot of hikers into juicing? On a tangent, being on dating apps, it feels like there are a lot of people into hiking. Now, these aren't great. But conversely, something I have seen from, like, I follow various security people on different social platforms. And one thing I have seen them say is, you do know you don't have to give the answer to that question. You might have an answer you like using related to a site. It might be like a passphrase. I think the ID card would be one of the security values you could find. Potentially, Paul. Potentially. So yeah, if you're using like a combination of a passphrase, you might use something involving OWASP or juice or shop as part of your answer. And you're like, cool, regardless, like for this site, my answer is, you know, bananas. Partly because, you know, people want a litre of banana juice. And so it might be, what's your favourite place to go hiking? Bananas. It doesn't have to match the question, because then if this ever got out, yeah, terrible things. So let's go to say my favourite place to go hiking is bananas. And randomly, on a complete tangent, nothing to do with testing, but just to make me, you know, a real person. I think of a line from Terry Pratchett about how Grana Weatherwax, she knows how to start spelling bananas. What she doesn't know is how to stop spelling bananas. How many ananas do you have in bananas? Banana-nananas? Banana-nananas. So I can register. Right, I'm putting in, you know, bad information here. In fact, I don't want this to use a decently strong password. We're going to go with password. In fact, no, this could be 5 characters long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Must be 40 characters long. Like, I know, like, different password management tools have different rules, and you can say I want it to be this complex, this long, so forth. I'm curious where 40 came from. Was it a front end thing? Was it a back end thing? Was it it could be any length and it was getting trimmed? Well, so ASA with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and bananas. I would like to register. Can I now log in? Never asked me to save here. Right, A at A. And it still thinks that's valid. Word alert. Is it password advice or are these passwords requirements? Advice is optional. So I was failing it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the only rule it had was 5 to 40 characters. That was the only requirements they had. No, it didn't care. It was just literally the numbers 1 to 5. So we had no alpha characters in there. Yeah, the advice was advice. It was an optional. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I log in with this? Change your password. Yeah, your password's validated. It was because someone had a password of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So it didn't get me to validate this email address. For those who are watching and playing along at home, because I am doing this on their demo site, this isn't me doing it locally. Can you log in to this site? I can put a link to it in the chat if that helps people. With A at A and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just jam that into the chat. Where's my chat? Because I've got the chat in OBS and I've got the chat on my other thing. Right. So that's a link to the site that should be coming up into the chat. So I'm curious because I have created the user A at A. Well, the email address A at A. Can other people log in with it? And if so, does it complain that, like, do you want multiple people logging in with the same email address? Because you might want it as a shared account for some reason. Not ideal, but hey, this isn't about security today. This is about general use. I'm in. Cool, Noel. Good to know. So if anyone, depends on, like, I imagine, I hope, they periodically, like, refresh the live site, or it's more locked down as to stop people doing bad stuff. If anyone is watching the stream afterwards, so not playing along now, I would love to know if you can still come in like a day's time, week, month, however long you come back to this. Does A at A and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still work? Right, so we're logged in. We have a basket. We have a your basket option. Groovy. I will gain 0 bonus points from this order, and my total price is 0. Squiggly symbol. Well, hello, your basket. A at A. Okay. So, why do I have the option to add to a basket my sold out thing? It's sold out. Why are you giving me the option to add it? We're out of stock. Sorry, the inconvenience. So I like the fact you gave me this box. I don't like the fact this was needed to be made. Do not give me the option for add to basket if it's not there. And if you're going to have a little X to get rid of it, how long should you automatically keep it for if you're going to automatically close it? There's like, someone might go, I'm sure I saw something, and it's gone. Oh, to see everything. I can't sort this. I can't choose the ordering. It appears to be locked into alphabetic. But if I wanted to be like, hey, show me the most expensive thing, show me your most popular thing, show me your cheapest thing. Nah, you have no control over that. And it looks like there's nothing in the top bar either. Right, if we're not playing with the top bar, let me maximise this so it gets more of the screen being used. Nicer for the streamers. What's a quince? Why does it look like a lemon? Has anyone heard of a quince before? Juice of the Sidonia oblonga fruit. Not exactly sweet, but rich in... Like, is that real? I can write a review. I can write a review of something I've not ordered. So, I can... If I make the box... Ooh, that moves around. If I make the field as narrow as it can be, that symbol appears. That's funny. It's real. I've never heard of a quince. I feel that is not a fruit that has made its way to the United Kingdom. So Noel is sharing information about the quince in the chats. Out of curiosity, Noel, does it say where in the world the quince comes from? It's like, here is this yellow, pear-like thing. Cool. Right. I also hate the fact that if I'm, like, right-clicking on the screen and saying I want to do stuff, you can't see it, and that infuriates me, because I want to use Bug Magnet. Because this says maximum 160 characters. Cool. Does it stop me putting in that many characters? Or... Huh. So I can paste in 256 characters, but I can't type in 256 characters. So I could paste in too much, and then it gets upset. Your review has been saved. There is now a review. I have given my review a thumbs up. Well done me. Right. So this time... Oh, let's go big. Oh no. Right. If you have been to this stream before, if you've seen some stuff, I love breaking a text field. It is one of my favourite things to do. So I can't type in more than 160 things. I can paste in more than 160 things. Bug Magnet is a Chrome extension. Annoyingly, you can't see what I'm doing. But if I wanted to put in text, it has lots of pre-made options. Lovely. One of them, the largest it can have, you can have with or without spaces. I'm just going to do without spaces. Is 64,000 characters plus one. So let's put it in. I have got 65,537 characters out of 160. Can I submit? Oh yeah, I can. Oh, I love being a tester. Right. So Noel, you've been able to log in as my A+A. For anyone, even if you're not logging in, you can still view these items. So if anyone else is having a look at the site, again, I wax it into the chat so people can join in. If they go to this 1,000 milliliters, just say a litre, of quince juice, is my massive review there? My painfully low, like I can't put in 0, but I can put in 1 character. I can put in 1. That's fine. I can upvote. I'm going to upvote myself because, you know, that is the kind of shameless person I am. So I go back to my quince. I can look at the reviews. Groovy. So yeah, I have to scroll past my ridiculous number of reviews. So if there's a lot of reviews, and people like me are just trying to put in way too much stuff, it is awkward to get to the bottom. I've only got 1 left. Cool. I want to add it to my basket. It's been added to my basket. Cool. Your reviews are in here. Cheers, Noel. Can I add it to my basket again? Sorry, where I was up. So, I like the fact it knew there was a limit. So I was like, there's only 1 left. Okay. I can't add 2, right? And if I... So I can check this out. I can't try and get round... It is so long now, yes. I can't get around it by trying to manually increase it here. I've seen some sites where if you're on 1 and you try to minus it down, it removes it. Others, you can't minus it down. You have to press the delete option. Okay, so I'm going to press delete. Checkout is now back to grayed out. My basket is updated to show 0. Groovy. I'm liking this. Oh, I had extra things that weren't here before. That's just going to distract. Right, I just want to see what else I can do on this marketplace bit before I get massively distracted with like, oh, there's a whole bunch of account things. Hi AJ, welcome along. To bring you up to speed, I am playing with OWASP Juice Shop, but I am exploring it, not doing security stuff to it. There is a link further up in the chat, so if you wanted to play along, you can. Thanks to Noel helping out, I have found that the user I made, which is a@a as their email address, no dot anything, just a@a was apparently a valid email address, and the password is 12345. Anyone who logs onto this site currently in the demo version of it, publicly, not my local machine, can log in with the same user. I also discovered an amazing way around tax limits for reviews. It is glorious. If you want to see it, you need to go and have a look at the quince juice. I won't spoil it for you. Everyone else here has seen me do it. So, Noel is playing along with me. I'm inadvertently pairing now with Noel. So very heartbroken to see that when you had in your basket, I refreshed my screen and your item was also not in my basket. So if you add something to your basket, even though we're the same user, I don't see it. Is it caching it rather than this person has logged in? Don't know. At some point, Noel, you log it. You add something, or anyone else who is also playing along with my ASA user. Add to the basket. And I want to see, like, I'm not going to. And I want to see if my basket increases. Meanwhile, we have a count. So if I click in this, I have the option for ASA, orders and payment, a whole bunch of things. Privacy and security, a whole bunch of things. And I can log out. Cool. So if I go to, I want to see AA, I can select my home. I can select a username. My username is now 1. Why is it /1? If I delete it... Okay. Can I be //? Can I be no? Cool. I'm not called null. I've got the green smoothie in my basket. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything in my basket right now. I will reload. Still seeing nothing in my basket. So it's interesting. We can share the same. We can be logged into the same user, but the basket isn't shared between multiple people using the same thing. That would be annoying if you logged in on, say, your desktop, put something in your basket, like, right, I'll put that in, deal with it later, and then you log on to another device, and all of a sudden your basket's gone. You'd be like, oh, I've got to write a basket in my basket again. And then if you logged back into your original device, it's back in your basket. Annoying. Right. So this is how we're meant to get to recycle. I have no saved address. This time my request is populated. So should we... Let's have a saved address. I want to add a new address. Right. Okay, so we can see which fields are mandatory, which fields are optional because I've clicked in them and then clicked away. And I apologise. I need a quick drink and I'm not on camera to be human. I don't know. Oh, Karen has the sound off, so she's missing all the other thing. So AJ is asking, is anyone running Fiddler or Charles Proxy / anything similar while on this site? I'm not, because the way OBS is working, I can only, because I've only got one single screen, I can't share my entire screen. It will go not happy. So I have to share specific Chrome sessions. I can show the entire Chrome browser, but if I do anything else on top, it doesn't show it, including like right-clicking or using DevTools. Other people in the chat might. I don't know. If you are, cool. Let me know what's going on. So I have to say a country. Can I just test? So I can't write the word test, but I can write E. Why can't I put the letter E in? And why only E? Ooh, mobile number must match 1 million to a really big number format. Because does it want, like, can I put a plus in? Because if I want to give a mobile, like I'm in the UK, so our mobile numbers start with +44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so this is where I'm in my head. I'm going to think about what my real mobile number is, and go, does it match? Right, so that is the exact length of a UK mobile number, where if instead of I started with 0, which is how mobile numbers start in the UK, I put +44 for international code. Because if you're asking me for country, I'm going to need to give you a country-specific mobile number. It doesn't let me put in that, because the numbers, I'm guessing because it doesn't like the plus. So I can copy that out of curiosity. So if I paste it in that, it must match that format. I've pasted in that format for you. No, being very silly. This is very exciting. It's only going to cost me 0.99, whatever currency they're using, to get my order tomorrow. Shipped fresh to my home address at 3311 Orange Lane, London, England, 32209, United States. Interesting. Alright, and again, the UI part of me is like, stop the users putting in really big numbers. If they're not allowed to have a number that's stupidly long, Don't let them. Hey. 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 Max 160 characters. Right, folks. What am I going to do? We know what we're going to do. Annoyingly, you can't see me doing this, but we can use with spaces. So here is my ridiculously long address. So this time it won't let me submit. Good to know. Hey. So unlike the review, where I couldn't put in, where I could get around it, this is inconsistent. So text with spaces. So we've put in too many characters. Whee! Boom. Right, so our boundary validation is working there again. Groovy. Status optional. Alright, want to do it. Is there a maximum?
New donation from Entropy.
Thank you, AJ. Because I know that's you. It's very weird when I heard that noise. It was like, why is my machine making noise? Oh yeah, because I plugged into the Ko-Fi API. So it wasn't telling me what a maximum value for a bunch of this stuff is. So text size with spaces. Yeah. You're not gonna. I'm gonna have a limit on my address, but not on. Oh, so apparently zip code can only be 8 characters long. You didn't tell me that. Oh, you did when I started using it. Right, that is not a very user-friendly error message. Just object, okay? Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. That doesn't match your validation rules. Your validation rules are a lie. G-shop. Hi Neil, I can see your fake address. So what didn't I fill in? I didn't fill in my state. So they make me put them in this order because we're sharing an account. So it was a good job you didn't put anything legitimate in there. So state, I'm guessing, lives there. If I was properly testing this, I would actually write like country field, name field, zip code, address field, city field, state field. Because then that way, when I come to look at it, I can go, are the fields being populated? And in what order? So I'm seeing address, then city, then state, then zip code, then country. But we weren't asking it in the order. State was not being asked above zip code. Address was not the very first thing we asked for. We had a name field, yeah, but So now I have saved addresses. I would like to recycle because we discovered we can. So this time I want to discover. I would like to recycle 1,000 recycling boxes. What do I get for recycling? Do I get anything? I don't know. Thank you for using our service. We will send you a per base recycling box ASAP. And that, like, there isn't enough to me that goes on the screen. Like, a very brief window, I saw a thing, and that was it. No orders found. No, I thought you ordered for me. Right. Let's have my super expensive... Oh, hang on. I've loaded my cart with a rookie memory of items, so many clicks. I actually closed my tab, reopened, and I was no longer logged in, nor was there anything in my cart. Now, I can see, Noel, that you have been popping in the basket. But this little icon up here is lying to me. Right, can I have more than one of things? It is going slow when I'm trying to. It is being very jerky as I'm doing. So my basket is now updated because I've changed things. This is now updated. Weird. Right, I would like to check out. Where are you going to send it to me? I can add a new address here at this time. Cool, good to know. Add new address versus save address. So we will send it to here. I'm cheap. I spent all this money. I want free delivery. So my phone number is coming through, and it's nice to say phone number, not just the number. Blimey, I was also going. What? Nearly out of time on my things. Right, so I want to other thing. Automatic credit card is filling card is disabled because this form does not use a secure connection. Of which, if I come up full screen, yep, we are not secure. Why is the expiry year 2080 to 2099? Like, if my credit card wasn't expiring until 2080, I think the credit card company would want to chat. And if I press that, I can I type in? No. I am curious what people think. If something's asking for, like, expiry month, do you like the number or do you like the word? Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, it expires July. And then I have to think to myself, which month is July? Like, the months at the start and the months at the end, you're like, yeah, I know January's the 1st, February's the 2nd. I know December is the 12th, November is the 11th. But the closer you get to the middle, you're like, is that the 8th or the 9th month? What month are we on now? And yeah. But then if it's the word, and then if your credit card would just say the numbers on it, you've still got to work out. I don't know. No, so appreciate you turning up today. At least this time of day, it gives people across different time zones the chance to join in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm trying to do these weekly, down to life situation. But yeah, thanks for turning up, and thanks for interacting so much in the chat. I really appreciate it. Right, I have no coupon. I can't continue because things are not there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Submit. Cool. So it saves the card. Okay. I want to. Oh, I have the payment. So if I want these, it actually takes me to legitimately real things. Right, I'm not doing that. Place your order and pay. Thank you for your purchase. It will be delivered in 5 days. So if I go to my account and look at my order history, is my order history there? Cool, so it is there. Lovely. So yeah, I've been on this for an hour now. Like, again, this is a site where I could potentially spend more time on it going off to do stuff. But I hope that this hour, again, it is shown how I test, the way I look for things, how I do stuff, things that might be important to me might not always necessarily be important to other testers, and vice versa. There might have been things other people would look at and they'd say like, Lee, how did you not spot this or whatever? And I'd be like, I wasn't looking for that, or that's not something I consciously think about. I should make sure I put it in. The site has sniffing enabled. I feel terrible enough as a technical... I admit I'm not a very technical person to go with. I don't know what that means, AJ, when you say the site has sniffing enabled. Oh, it's a content thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up for today's session. To all of you who have joined in the chat, it has been lovely having you here. For anyone who comes along and watches this after it's been live, I hope you enjoyed it. I always appreciate feedback, you know, likes, reshares, commenting on this, commenting on the different social platforms to say like, hey, I enjoyed what Lee was doing, or, you know, encouraging other people to do this, you know. If other people wanted to live stream them doing software testing of different kinds, especially if it's things that I'm not either experienced with or confident in or just flat out interested in, see automation, I feel there is more than enough demand out there that multiple people could be doing this. All I ask is don't do it at the same time I am, because then I can't join in. So yeah. Thank you all for joining in. I have no idea what site I'm going to be doing next week. I only decided this about an hour or two before I actually kicked off tonight. Yeah, if you have suggestions for sites you would like me to test in the future, there is contact me in the description of this video. It's got links to my LinkedIn, to my X, to my Bluesky, to my email address, to my LinkedIn, so you can get hold of me in all sorts of different ways. Generally, if it involves the words "the pirate tester," it will make its way to me. If you really want to, you know, help me out whilst I'm doing this, like AJ did earlier, there is a Ko-fi link. If you want to, you know, it could. I've set it to the smallest amount is £1. So any help is greatly appreciated, because I don't do this for the money. I will say I started this off as a way, partly to show off what my skill set is, but also to help me find a job. I have been offered a contract. I am just waiting for all the background checks, and then I will be very public about, hey, I've got a job doing shiny thing, but I should be starting this new job from like second week of September. I just need to get all the background checks out of the way, so I won't necessarily need to be, you know, rattling a tin cup saying, hey, can you spare £1? I ain't got a job. It'll be, hey, can you spare £1? I want, you know, a hot chocolate or something. I don't know. So yeah, now I'm just rambling. I'm definitely going over time. So thank you all. I hope you have enjoyed this. I honestly weren't sure what my energy levels would be like before doing this, but it has been a very good session again for me. Like, I have what my lowest one has been, and this is not lower than that. It's definitely one of my high ones, which is really good. And it's thanks to people being interactive and engaging in the chat, because I like doing this with people. Otherwise, it would just be a static video I put on YouTube and don't get the interaction. And the interaction definitely makes these things way more enjoyable for me. So yeah. I haven't got anything more. I can only say thank you and goodbye so many times. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.